so that when we punch hard.
So let me give you the question that I've given to everyone. Bongani says he wants to collapse Shiluba into MK. Colleen Makubele says she's advising Sarah comrades to come and join with her in MK. Floyd Chibambu says the intention of MK is to be a mother organization for all black parties, and in fact, let's dismantle all these parties and become one. And the criticism is, why would, for example, Julius Malema, who's 10 years older than MK, Patriotic Alliance, who's 10 years older than MK, want to relinquish their own and come and join Msholozi? If Msholozi was honest, why didn't he organize people to bring to any of these black parties? Because EFF is a black party.
Look, I'm tempted to say not to answer that question, but
it's important that we answer it.
But look, the forces on the ground dictates the direction. Yes, theoretically, as you say, there were already a couple of parties fragmented. Whether it's Tilil there, it's Shiluba there, and I think themselves in their own right, they felt their reason to exist as they were, and now with Mcholozi's challenge, who does he choose between all of them? I mean, there's Sarah, there's who's this guy?
The biggest
Bosa, there's
the biggest black party outside the ANC.
They are all important.
EFF.
They are all important.
The biggest political party that is black outside the ANC is EFF.
They are all important.
They are all spear organizations.
They are all important.
Even PCC is a spear organization.
They are all important.
Why didn't he choose EFF?
Mashani, they are all important. So choosing one over another, it was not a solution. And I'm saying it from a general strategic point of view in terms of one applying your mind. Choosing one over another, it's merely saying vote of no confidence to either one that you leave out. It was not going to be a strategic move. Material condition, did they allow him to be at the center of pulling them all together?
Oh.
Yes, Msholozi. Okay. Yes, the material on the ground allowed that. And
even Juju was allowed that.
Well, he might have missed the opportunity because remember, the opportunity don't last forever. You seize the moment at the right time, you hit at the right moment, you become relevant. So if you lose that opportunity at that given moment, it's gone. So I'm saying the material condition at a point in time, for one to suggest why did Msholozi go to EFF, what about Shiluba, Sarah, they are equally important in pursuing the agenda that we wanted to achieve of consolidating everybody. And did the moment allow that Msholozi could be at the center? If you were to ask me, yes, it allowed. And it was to seize that moment to make sure that all these elements are pulled under one and we move.
Okay. My last question, I don't want us to be long. ANC, EFF, MK, they've got 66% in parliament. Who is making, okay, let me put it this way. Is Jacob Zuma's ego and his hatred for Cyril Ramaphosa making it difficult for MK to talk to ANC? Because even though Ramaphosa and Malema don't agree with each other, they can allow their egos to go separate way and talk policy. But I'm doubtful that these three spear organizations can talk to each other. What is the reason? And I've suggested the reason.
You're talking EFF, MK, and ANC. Look, I don't want to be controversial, but I mean, you're sitting with the very same people within the alliance of the ANC that are crying foul. You are outside, and you've already identified that that I know is no longer Mashiach. But in principle, the behavior and the way izinto ngakhona angisakhuluma noMashiyane, something else. And then nasekhaya umama bayakhala ukuthi asamazi nabo adango abusula imabhayila ngithi we on podcast saying ukuthi hi, not this one. So what are you left with? I'm talking about from the ANC point of view, and I'm trying to direct my answer to the issue where you were asking, is it about personality?
Is it
from Msholozi, is it ego, whatever? But I'm just saying, I don't know whether Msholozi's ego says, but I'm saying I'm going to answer you from my assessment of conditions. Is that I'm saying, lo sitle, lo Mashiyane aksasu Mashiyane. And Mashiyane has demonstrated clearly enough to say, I'd rather work with so and so rather than the two of you. And people internally that are alliance are even saying, no, this is out of line. What am I left with? Because I'm just wasting my time. Even if you were not yourself, you can't be able to consult enough with your own alliances. People that you are saying you're pursuing the same agenda with, and they're saying, So really, I think for me, we should put egos aside. From principle point of view, it means you've already shut down the door because you've taken a stance. There's no egos. You've taken a stance, you've displayed the stance, you're even disowning your own family to say, no more yatando ratanding yale. And they're still praising it as we speak.
All right. I don't want to press you with more questions. In closing, just tell our audience what is it that you would have wished to express on the podcast for your constituency to know, or anything that you wanted to deposit.
Yeah, Mashiyane, I think thanks and your viewers for allowing us the opportunity, and we hope that we will come more frequently so that we also pursue the correct narrative out there. Is that at the main center of what would one have liked to achieve out of this is the unity. It's the unity of our commanders on the ground, especially also the relationship between PCC and the MK commanders. We are not in contrast in what we are doing. We're working together. The issue of saying maybe some people are becoming more visible than others or whatever the case might be, it's all work towards MK. It's not even towards PCC. Or our own agenda is about addressing the issues on the ground. We're not even thinking now about office and whatever. We've got so many parks around our locations, our castles. We've got in Soshanguve some of the cemeteries, the fence is not there. People are just using it as, it's the walk through. Parks are not operational. So many facilities that should be functional so that we build a society that is better for the future. They are not there. And who's addressing these issues in the absence? Are we going to wait for 2026 before we get into office? What happens between now and 2026? PCC is there, and we will advance. We will legitimately write these letters. We will legitimately go to municipality and address issues, because we becoming to be sitting in those offices, raising these issues on behalf directly of our side. And now for me, that is a leverage towards 2026 for MK. We can't even be saying that we're working against. Otherwise, politically, it means we're going to have to wait for 2026 until we get into office, or by elections. But in between, the communities are suffering. Somebody must do work. So I would like that, Mashiyane, with all my heart, to say, please, if the message could get out there to commanders, Sibanye, and we should put all shoulders on the wheel towards 2026. Ngiyabonga, Mashiyane.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mashiyane, politically incorrect, as you heard, that was the stance of PCC, their relationship with Umkhonto weSizwe. So here's the thing. I did not deliberately ask him about the questions that you guys had on the podcast that we did with PCC. I didn't want want to come as a closest person. I'm pushing him, but some of the questions came out when I was interviewing him. Just tell me, what is it that you feel about the PCC? Do you blame MK for not communicating to their members about PCC? Do you blame PCC for not itself communicating to MK members as if the MK members are their own? Msholozi is the president of both PCC and MK. I did not get a clear answer as to, is there an alliance or is that envisaged alliance? Whatever it is, Machine Political Incorrect, tell me what you feel about it. I think we have done enough for this podcast.
Mntazamos man, MK Socialism Party ngabe iyini sesivala nje isho ukuthini na, and ngabe iyini ngoba ithi bathi by alliance MK kujoyinwa yona i-socialism elabo ama-socialist, kodwa MK bathi bakha egameni lokuthi bona njengoba be-MK Socialism i-ANC nayo ine-SACP kanje njengo-PCC nabo bethi bakha i-alliance ngoba ne-ANC inayo ubusanko nabo basebeveleke nekwako bathi socialism party eku-MK Socialism Party. Uchaza Mhlazozimele.
I-Socialist Party into engekho engenasidingo MK ngoba i-MK iyama-socialist ngokwayo, i-promoter i-socialism on its own. So a difference between i-socialism nenye i-socialism yini ngoba into eyodwa. So ke ngeke wenze i-socialism phezu kwenye i-socialism. Umsangano lo baba lo akahambe nje ayophosite nomfazi wakhe ayocabanga kahle ukuthi le
nto we-capitalism ngeke ngaphe
ngeke kwenze i-capitalism phezu kwenye i-capitalism. Umsangano nje lowo ongaziwa ukuthi umsangano okwenzani. So ke i-MK ayidingi ama-push-ups. Asindlu yodaka ifuna ukuplastelwa ngodaka phansi njalo uma kunizulu yadilika ibuyiplastelwa. MK izimele geqe idriver mayisho umphakathi onke i-one party. Asifune union under MK ngoba sofaka ama-satanist ngaphansi kwethu singaboni azokhepsaza umkhonto. Asifune civic organization ngaphansi kwe-MK. Asifune enye organization ezothi ilingisa i-SACP ngoba i-SACP nayo iphelile idliwe yini i-ANC. Lama alliance awazange abe successful. Njengoba ngikhuluma nje manje ikhosati ikhala ngokuthi ihlanywe kwabalandeli bayo indaba ukuthi yaforce abantu abavotela i-ANC, i-ANC emoshizwe. So abalandeli babaleka bongela emkhontini abanye baya ku-EFF, so basebeba against ikhosati. So ke ngakho ke azange ibe successful into ye-ANC. So ngeke sisenze izinto sakhe amalokuza amaqhugwane sithi silingisa lapho ngoba behlulekile lapho. We can't take an example yama-failures. Ama-failures wenze abe example yethu ngoba it's failed, and then uma kwakho after into ezihlukahlukene emkhontweni we're gonna fail like ANC as ANC did fail.
Command bazothi kuwe ubaba uvumile, bazisho ubaba uvumile ngoba nayo leyo amakhadi la 120 kwathi ubaba uliphethe ikhadi khona manje sekuvele amafomu ene-SG sebeshona imali bevuma ngamakhadi bathi ubaba uvumile. Bazisho kanjalo
Bazisho kanjalo. i-MK is not one man centered party.
ubaba phela
Ubaba yebo ubaba uma ivumile ubaba unama-advisors. Ubaba bakhona i-MK inama-structures. Ayikho one man centered party. So ke thina njengoba sisho siyasho and kuzokwenzeka lokho esikusho njengoba sabahlaziyi siphethe i-broadcast and publishing, akukho okuzokwenza. Noma ubaba uvumile, ubaba uzobe yakuphikise ngoba uzobe sezwile i-advice yethu ukuthi lokhu ku-wrong. Commanders morning,
but the PC yathi ubaba uvumile, so siphikisa ubaba nathini.
Ubaba uvumile but ubaba usekashilo wathi akayifuni lamaphathi amaningi manje ngoba usezwile i-advice yethu njengama-publishers.
Baze bambeka bona bamkhomba ukuthi uzoba i-president e-PCC. Ngabe i-president e-MK waye bemkhokhe conflict bathi ba-appointile as a president e-PCC.
Bam-appointe ngoba bafuna ukuntshontsha i-popularity yakhe. Sesithi sitheke thina kubaba samcela ukuthi baba omhle othandekayo phuma kulaba abantu. So ubaba sekaphumile kube sekuyi-old history ukuthi wayivumile, usephumile wakhuza msana ukwakha imikhukhu phakathi kwezinto ze-MK. Usekhuzileke umsholozi omhle. Ngakho ke kuphelele ukuthi ubaba uvumile akusasebenzi. Commanders morning.
Why wonke lama puppets or lama opportunities agijimela kubaba ushutha naye na?
uma upopular bonke bagijimisa fana noma umculo odume kakhulu emhlabeni kusuka konke ngisho umalunde wokulela emgwaqeni ukuthi awu nangu uBrenda Fassie kugijime kuze kuwe vele uma ngabe ufamous uyogijinyiswa nazi inkukhu namaphela konke nezimpukane zigijime zize kuwe
zithi
ubaba uvumile ukuthi thina amaphela si best emhlabeni si best ke thina amaphela ngoba ubaba odumile ophethe izwe uvumile. Commanders Morning
sesingenza nephela league
ngaphansi negundane league ngaphansi
PCC phela
ne-PCC phela ne-Frog League ngaphansi komkhonto umsangano ongawazi ukuthi ke ungawunika bani
seyimisangano yonke lemhlaziyi
imisangano ebanga ukuba power hungry so basangana bazinsambatheke ongazazi njengeinkomo egijinyiswa uhlanya sigijima different directions ngoba alukwazi ukuqhuba inkomo uhlanya so ke msana ukwenza imikhuba yenhlanya mayiqhuba inkomo akeni mawumkhonto iba umkhonto uma ufuna ukuvula inhlangano yakho ivule le kude
babuye bazothi bayile enkandla ngemali yabo
bayile enkandla ngemali yabo azange uzumadozana enkandla nispend imali akufuna uzuma akufuna umkhonto akufuna dina futhi umsangano wakho no mawuhamba wena waya kwi-picnic enkandla and then ungeke uzoklema emkhontweni ukuthi hey ngiye picnicini yasenkandla ngemali yami usuthi umkhonto
bengiye kubaba engangepicnic
uye kubaba ukubizile awuna appointment nazange akubize uvele wasangana
ngiyointroduce phela iPCC yami ngiyointroduce socialism party yami
so ke lokho akube i-expense ye-PCC leyo yasehlathini ukuthi imali oyispendile ibhatalwa kanjani iPCC ufanele ibe responsible not EMK
ne-socialism
party nje ayisanganele lehlathini la kwa socialism
hayi kumele uvule i-children's MK umkhonto wesizwe wabantwana
umkhonto wesizwe wabantwana uma ungavulwa kungabe kuukuthi kuvulwa umkhonto ukhuthazwa izingane ziyakhulunywa kuphela kuwo umkhonto ngoba
akudingi uzubize ngegama
lokho kune reason kungaba nje yiwo umkhonto ngeke kube iPCC or children's MK no umkhonto wabancane njengo Sunday school uma ngabe kuyi universal church kuba universal church Sunday school so fundisa ingane ezincane ngezenkolo so ke kungaba njalo nje ngeke futhi kwenza umahluko ukuthi kube inhlangano sofanele uintroduce enkandla cha Commanders Morning bayithanda inkandla and bazokhathala ukuthanda inkandla bazojuya bonje ilanga selizoshisa manje sekusehlobo bazojuluka ngiyakutshena badliwe izintwala bebheke enkandla bengasagezi befelwe izimoto belale egangeni bethi baye enkandla ngoba nezimoto zabo zizicrap nje begijima baye enkandla zofela endleleni baze bangakwazi bazogeza kuphi belale bevuke endleleni bese bekumila izintwala belunywa lapha emalunda lapha emva kwezintamo zabo belunywa izintwala bengazi bayokwenzani enkandla uzumile izintwala endleleni ubheke ngathi kusezulwini ama-opportunist aba-power hungry.
Commanders Morning